Truth Seekers. Welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, February 22nd, 2017, there was an announcement from the White House. The Trump administration withdrew federal protections for transgender students, meaning that it will now go back to states' rights. States will have to determine if students should be able to use the bathroom of their choosing if they claim to be transgender. That means a student who's born a man who identifies as a woman can use the woman's restroom. So the Trump administration said, okay, that's no longer a federal protection. It's now going back to states' rights. State courts will determine how transgender bathroom rights work in each individual state. Now, what's important about this is the day the news came on. Here we are in 2017. This is the biggest announcement of 2017 having to do with transgender rights, something that's become a front and center issue since 2015, the year Bruce Jenner was the star attraction of the transgender movement, Bruce Jenner getting his own TV show, and so much more. Well, what I've been talking about since 2015, since transgender has become front and center, is how transgender news seems to be purposefully contrived around the number 53. Yesterday, the date of this announcement, February 22nd, George Washington's birthday, that's the 53rd day of the year. February 22nd is the 53rd day of the year, 31 days in January plus 22 more in February. For 2 years, I've been talking about this. Transgender news and 53 in the language of Gematria, transgender equals 53. So what are the odds on the 53rd day, this announcement? And the announcement, it's meant to provoke controversy. It's meant to provoke division. Transgender, it's a controversial topic. It's a topic that's having a lot of psychological impact on the youth. I know parents who have children, and they're having to have these conversations with their kids about what transgender is. There's children that think, it's interesting. Maybe they want to try it out. So, transgender, a relevant topic. Here's the biggest headline on the subject, 2017, by the numbers. Vanity Fair, do you remember this? This was 2015. The cover of Vanity Fair was Bruce Jenner as a woman, Call Me Caitlyn. I think this was just before the new TV show that he got. Kate, I think it was called. But look at this. In Gematria, Vanity Fair sums to 53 with the reduction method, just like transgender. Vanity Fair, transgender, 53. I pointed out then that Family Guy had predicted May 3rd, 2009, in an episode that there'd be a transgender Bruce Jenner story. And just think about the name Jenner and gender and transgender. May 3rd. And we write it, the way we write that date in the US is 5/3. 5/3. Years before the Vanity Fair cover, 6 years before it, before this was a story. And I documented many times over on my blog, headlines coded with 53, date 53 numerology, transgender announcements. It just happened again and again. And now here it is on the 53rd day of the year. Coincidence? A lot of people use the word coincidence to describe things that are clearly not accidental. The reason 53 keeps getting coded on this, I think, has a deeper meaning. It's got a lot of people upset based on their spirituality, the whole transgender agenda, if you will. The word religion also has Gematria 53. And I think that's where the greatest divisions come from in this world. And I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me. That said, this transgender thing, to me it's not organic. To me it's getting away from what's real we just live in such a fake world already. I feel that this transgender thing, it's just part of that. And I know I've heard that there's people who feel that since birth they were really the opposite sex, and we can only really know if we're in their shoes, but it's just still not organic. You know, you need a surgery, you need a procedure, you need to put chemicals in your body to make the change happen. It doesn't seem right. But that's just my opinion. So I would say let's not fight over it, but let's talk about it for what it is and let's decide what's best for society. Is it good for children to be under this influence and have young children thinking about how maybe they want to have a sexual change when they grow up? I don't know. It doesn't seem right or healthy to me. But I just want to emphasize the 53. Down in the description, I will link these older videos. Here's the Family Guy May 3rd episode. Video on the Bruce Jenner cover. It's from June 2nd, 2015. Pretty soon that video will be 2 years old. But yeah, this has been going on all throughout history. News by the numbers. The agenda is divide and conquer. You know, there's already so many things in this world that people fight over, that are worked up about. Transgender is just one more thing. More fuel on the fire. And you know, just real quick, I'll close it out this way. I live up here in Seattle, known as a liberal city. In 2009, 2008, somewhere around there, I was working at a teen homeless shelter, and they hired an employee, and the employee was going through the transgender procedure. They were a woman trying to become a man, becoming a man. They were taking a lot of testosterone, and when they began there, everyone let us know that this person was doing this. They were open about it. They just wanted us all to be aware that they were taking this testosterone, and sometimes it made them more angry and feisty than they would otherwise be. And what I thought is, okay, but why are we hiring this person that's going through this thing and they're having anger outlashes at the teen homeless shelter? Does this seem appropriate? Maybe they should work here when they're done going through this procedure. So anyway, they brought on this person, and it was just like they said. I mean, they lashed out. I mean, this person, as soon as they got there, was already fighting with the children at this teen homeless shelter. Literally by like the second shift they worked, which happened to be the first time I was working that day, they were already just fighting in this aggressive manner with the teens that were there at this program. And I thought, what in the world? Shouldn't this person still be like in the comfortable stage, like getting used to being around here? And nobody really yelled at the children. So here's this new person. They're already like lashing out. It was supposed to be an environment to like help these kids who were struggling out, you know, and problems did come through there, but we were supposed to resolve the problems with techniques were taught, crisis intervention. Not supposed to be aggressive and angry, but, you know, we were told that this person was going through this and this would just be part of the thing. And I was thinking, why are we doing this? And this person was just insane. You know, this person was more troubled than any of the children that came through that program. And that person, as crazy as they were, became, you know, something more to deal with each day than any of the crisis that the children were going through. And for whatever reason, you know, that it was just totally kosher with management. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, the people in management, they were nice women. They were all a bunch of lesbians. So, you know, I think there's some political thing there. But really, they let this program... they detracted from the quality of this program and what the care was supposed to be for the children just to hire a transgender employee. And I thought, what is this? I mean, this transgender person's making a choice. These kids, you know what I'm saying. So, this whole transgender thing, it's just one more thing that we just don't need it right now. There's all these real problems we need to take care of, not be hearing about transgender rights and should a 16-year-old who's a guy who says he feels like a girl be able to go in the girls' restroom? I mean, for all of us who grew up in a generation where that would have just been laughable to ask, I mean, it's just that. So, news by the numbers, people. Try not to get caught up. If you got children, you know, turn off the TV. Teach them. I mean, the TV really is poisoning for the mind. It's an addiction. That's the problem, though. You know, once the mind knows about it, the mind wants it. TV's powerful. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.